My connection is, John Booty.
Yeah.
John's the guy that's the connector of everybody.
Okay. What's up, guys? I'm here once again at the Black Men's Brain Health Conference. I'm here with the legendary Ken Harvey. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I appreciate the title legendary, but no, you football. You played the game, you had some fun, enjoyed it, but like most people were saying here, there's so much more to life after football, and you got to worry about your brain. So glad we're having a conversation about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I was just talking to Dr. Stroman and how it's awesome that you're able to do it during this week where there's so much eyes on sports that we have this as unfortunately it happens as a result in a lot of cases. So can you speak to that of being able to have it happen during this week where, as I said, there's a lot of eyes on the event. So ideally you want to do it at a time where there's a lot of focus versus a time where, maybe, people have their eyes focused on other things.
Right. I mean, look, Super Bowl, especially this year. I mean, some of the playoff games were phenomenal, right? They were last minute, and
That Bengals game.
yeah, everything's amazing. So, you got a captive audience, and you got to take advantage of that captive audience, and this is probably the perfect time to do it. You'll get a chance to have guest speakers from all over the country, and you have an audience that are more open to listening to what you have to say. And talking about African American man's health, brain health, it's a topic that at one time, for a long time, we wouldn't talk about. It was just kind of, shut up, quit talking about that, suck it up. This is a man's game. Do your thing. Now we have a conversation about it, and I think that's important.
Absolutely. And actually is a great segue into my next question. You must be psychic, is that I was going to talk about just that stigma, that comes with, being an athlete. I was talking to Dr. Stroman with Hill and others, and, just talking about just that idea of being educated in your health and kind of breaking down those walls of the stigma that's related with you know being concerned about your well-being when it comes to sports, and always trying to focusing on being perceiving yourself as like being tough and kind of just like dealing with something quietly versus sharing it and actually addressing.
Well, I mean, because I'm kind of torn. Like by the very nature of the games and the sports, you have to overcome pain. There's a level having to overcome some things, pushing through the, grinding, all that. So there's a level where you have to do it, and you have to, I don't say suck it up or deal with it, but that's a part of it, right? But then once you do it, who do you turn to beyond that? Who do you turn to say, but you know what, I'm not feeling right, or I got this issue, or I'm dealing with that. And this is creating an outlet for people to say, okay, you know what, my game is sports, but this is the other side of me. This is the real life of me, and I may need some help. And I think that's important because, like we say, it's the statistics prove it, or not prove it, show it. Football, all sports, you're only going to be there for a short amount of time compared to your lifespan, right? And so there are more things that we have to deal with, and regardless, we're on this earth for a certain amount of time, and we as men have a things that we need to do, and sometimes you need help.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I'm going to ask a question that I haven't asked out of anyone this whole week, but I feel this is a good time to start. So, going on a quick segue, obviously, we have the game happening on Sunday. Who do you got?
It's funny. I mean, so I'm like an underdog person. I always cheer for the underdog. And then I think Cincinnati's going to, that's the underdog. I think the Rams are better skill and have the better talent, but you never underestimate the underdog because they may want it more, right? So I think I, I'm gonna go with I don't know. I want to go with the Rams because they're the better team. But since they show that they can adjust on the fly, the way especially the last game, they were able to adjust halftime and make a big difference. And that's hard. When you can draw it up on a chalkboard and come out at halftime and say, we need to adjust. But if the game is even and it's close, most of the way through, I think Cincy could pull it out. The Rams, if they jump on them early, they're too powerful for a team to try to play catch up with. So I'm gonna go with the Rams on this one.
All right, there you guys have it. So that's the first person I asked about this game this week, and you heard it here first. So again, I want to thank Ken Harvey for coming on and chatting with us. I'm Brandon Troy. I'll see you soon.
Hollywood Center.